Here's something nobody tells you. Not your parents. Not your mentors. Definitely not the self-help gurus selling you their $1,000,000 morning routines. The moment you finally get what you've been desperately chasing, that dream job, that relationship, that body, that bank account, that validation you've been killing yourself for, it might be the loneliest moment of your entire life. And if you just felt that uncomfortable knot in your stomach, if something inside you just went, oh God, that's me, type, it's me in the comments right now. Because what I'm about to say will either save you years of expensive therapy or make you question every goal you've ever set. You did everything right. You worked the overtime, sacrificed the weekends, said a no to friends, to fun, to life. You missed weddings, skipped birthdays, ghosted people who cared about you, all because you were climbing this mountain everyone said was impossible. And when you finally planted your flag at the summit, nothing. Not the fireworks you rehearsed in your head 1,000 times. Not the overwhelming joy. Not even relief. Just this weird, hollow silence. Maybe even panic. Because now you're thinking, wait, if this doesn't make me happy, what the hell will? Pause this for 1 second. How many of you have already felt this exact feeling? Comment, been there, if this is hitting a little too close to home. Because you need to know you're not alone. And you're definitely not broken. Welcome to what psychologists call the achievement paradox. And congratulations, you're actually in the same boat as some of the most successful people on the planet. In the next 6 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things that will completely change how you think about success. 1. Why our brains are literally wired to betray us at our moment of triumph. It's actually a survival mechanism gone wrong. 2. The psychological trap that keeps millions of successful people feeling like frauds, even when they're objectively winning. And 3, the one question that can actually fill that void, without making you chase another empty goal. Because here's what took me 3 years and a minor breakdown to understand. The problem isn't what you achieved. It's what you believed achievement would do for you. And stick around until minute 5, because I'm going to share the framework that completely rewired how I set goals. It's simple, it's brutal, and it works. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill, but I call it the cruelest trick your brain ever played on you. Here's how it works, and I want you to think about your life while I say this. Remember that thing you bought last year that you were obsessed with? Maybe it was a new phone, a car, new furniture. Hell, even a house. You remember unboxing it, right? Setting it up? That rush? That finally, I made it feeling? Now, where is it right now? Probably sitting on your desk. Or in your driveway, or your closet, just existing. You probably haven't even looked at it with appreciation in weeks. It's just there. That promotion you killed yourself for? The one that had you working 70-hour weeks, missing your kids' recitals, ruining relationships? It felt amazing for what? 6 weeks? Maybe 2 months. And now it's just your job. Tuesday morning. Another Zoom call. Another email starting with per my last email. Comment guilty if you've ever lost interest in something you desperately wanted. Because we all do this. A Harvard psychologist named Daniel Gilbert spent 20 years studying this exact phenomenon. And what he found is borderline disturbing. We're wrong about what will make us happy by an average of 40%. That's not a small miscalculation. That's catastrophically, life-ruiningly wrong. It's like spending 5 years climbing what you think is Mount Everest. Getting to the top completely destroyed. And realizing you just climbed a really elaborate pile of dirt. And everyone's at the bottom clapping for you, congratulating you. But you know, deep down you know, this isn't your fault, by the way. It's called impact bias. Your brain is literally designed to lie to you about the future. Evolution wired you to always want more so you'd keep hunting, keep gathering, keep surviving. But in 2025, that same mechanism is quietly ruining millions of lives. Including maybe yours. Let me tell you about Joanne, 28 years old, investment banker. Pulling 6 figures, corner office with the Manhattan skyline view. Literally everything she journaled about when she was 22 and broke. She told me, and I'll never forget this moment. She cried in her office bathroom on her first day in that corner office. Not from joy, from absolute terror. Because she realized, I spent 6 years becoming someone I don't even recognize anymore. I work with people I don't like. I do work that doesn't matter. and I still feel incomplete. Has anyone ever felt like they're living someone else's dream? Like you're succeeding at a life you don't even want? Drop "wrong dream" in the comments, because this is more common than you think. Okay, real talk for a second. Let me tell you what's actually happening. You've been running on extrinsic motivation, external validation, societal checkboxes, proving something to your parents, to your ex, to that kid who made fun of you in high school, to everyone who doubted you. But your soul runs on intrinsic fuel, meaning, real connection, actual growth, contribution that matters to you, not your LinkedIn audience. And when you achieve something without those deeper elements, it's like finally affording a 5-star Michelin meal, but realizing you've lost your sense of taste. The accomplishment is real, the celebration is happening, but it can't nourish the part of you that's actually starving. Okay, I need to tell you about this guy Viktor Frankl. And I promise this story is going somewhere that'll completely reframe everything we just talked about. Viktor survived the Nazi concentration camps. Survived. The worst thing humanity has ever done to itself. Lost his wife, his parents, everything. And when he got out, you know what he spent the rest of his life studying? Not trauma, not revenge, not 10 steps to success. He studied meaning. And he wrote one sentence that honestly should be taught in every single school. Posted in every office, tattooed on every ambitious person's forearm. Success and happiness cannot be pursued. They must ensue as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a course greater than oneself. Let me translate that into 2025 language for you. That emptiness you feel after getting what you want. It's because you made yourself the entire point of the story. You, your success, your validation, your Instagram aesthetic, your proof that you're enough. But Frankl, who literally experienced the absolute worst of humanity, figured out that happiness is a byproduct, not a destination. It's the exhaust from a meaningful life, not the fuel. Think about the last time you felt genuinely fulfilled. Not excited, not validated, but fulfilled. I'm willing to bet it wasn't when you got something for yourself. It was when you did something for someone else. When you helped. When you created. When you mattered beyond your own scoreboard. Comment byproduct, if that just clicked for you. Because this changes everything about how you should be setting goals. All right, uncomfortable question time. And I need you to be brutally honest with yourself right now. How many goals are you currently chasing that you don't even really want? That you think you should want? That would look impressive on Instagram. Or finally make your parents stop asking when you're going to settle down. Or get serious? Type a number in the comments. Could be 0. Could be all of them. No judgment here. Just awareness. Because you can't change what you won't face. I watched my friend Mike do something that everyone, and I mean everyone, thought was insane. He turned down a VP position. Yes, actively turned it down. Declined a title people spend decades chasing. Took half the salary to teach coding to underprivileged kids in Brooklyn. His family staged an actual intervention. His LinkedIn DMs exploded with concerned mentors, telling him he was committing career suicide. His girlfriend left him because he wasn't ambitious anymore. But 6 months later, he told me something I literally think about almost every single day. I wake up excited now, not anxious, not trying to prove I'm enough to people who don't even care. Just genuinely excited to exist, to see what happens today. He stopped chasing achievement and started chasing alignment. And that changed absolutely everything. Stay with me because I'm about to give you the 3-part framework that creates that exact feeling. And fair warning, one of these is probably going to make you uncomfortable before it sets you free. Alright, so what's the actual fix? I'm about to give you 3 shifts, not tips, not hacks, shifts, that completely rewired how I think about success and emptiness. First, stop confusing achievement with fulfillment. I had a client, let's call her Emma, who made partner at her law firm at 32. 32. She was the youngest partner in the firm's 140-year history. Her parents threw her a party. Her college alumni magazine did a feature. Her LinkedIn exploded. 2 weeks later, she's sitting in my office asking, "Is this really it? This is what I destroyed my 20s for." Because achievement is checking boxes. But fulfillment is checking in with yourself. Here's the question that changed Emma's entire life. Does this goal serve my growth or just my ego? Her honest answer? Ego. She didn't even like law. She just liked winning. She liked proving everyone wrong who said she couldn't do it. But she was living for applause, not alignment. Brutal question, right? But ask it about your goals right now. Does this serve your growth, or just your ego? Second, fall in love with the process, not just the prize. You know why most people quit the gym after January? Because they love the idea of abs, not the reality of lifting heavy things repeatedly when you're sore and tired and it's dark outside. But the people who actually transform their bodies? Somewhere along the way, they start to love the lift, the burn, the progression, the person they're becoming in the mirror. They become process proud, not just outcome proud. Same with anything that lasts. Writers who love writing, not just being best-selling authors. Entrepreneurs who love building, not just exits and acquisitions. Parents who love parenting, not just having perfect kids who make them look good. My buddy James runs ultramarathons. 50 miles through mountains. 100-degree heat. I asked him why, and his answer stuck with me. I don't run to finish. I run because somewhere around mile 30, when everything hurts and my brain is screaming at me to stop, I find out who I actually am. And I like that guy. That's process pride. That's falling in love with who you're becoming, not what you're getting. Third, connect every goal to someone beyond yourself. Here's what I mean. What if your fitness goal wasn't about looking good at the beach, but about being healthy and energetic enough to play with your future grandkids when you're 70? What if your career goal wasn't about the title or the salary, but about the 20 people you could employ and literally change the trajectory of their families' lives? What if your creative work wasn't about followers or validation, but about the one person who stumbles across it at 2 a.m. when they're feeling alone and realizes, I'm not the only one who feels this way. When your achievement serves something bigger than yourself, the emptiness literally cannot exist. Because you've built meaning into the foundation from day one. Okay, brutally honest moment. Which of these three is calling you out the hardest right now? Comment 1, if you've been chasing ego wins. Comment 2, if you secretly hate the process of what you're doing. Comment 3, if you've made yourself the entire point of your goals. No judgment, just awareness. Because awareness is always the first step. Look, I need to tell you something I don't usually admit publicly. There was a version of me that genuinely thought success would finally make me feel enough. Like there was this invisible scoreboard. And if I just hit enough points, achieved enough things, impressed enough people, I'd finally feel complete, worthy, like I could exhale. And I did it. I hit the points, built the business, got the validation, made the money, checked all the boxes. And I felt nothing. Then worse than nothing, I felt guilty for feeling nothing. Because how ungrateful can you be, right? So here's your uncomfortable truth. And I mean this in the most loving way possible. Getting what you want will never be enough. Until you want things that actually matter to you. Not to your parents who are projecting their unfulfilled dreams onto your life. Not to Instagram, which is just a highlight reel of everyone else's carefully curated lies. Not to that voice in your head that sounds suspiciously like every authority figure, who told you to be realistic and play it safe and stop dreaming so big. To you, your actual, deepest, truest self. And here's the part that took me way too long to understand. That emptiness you feel after achieving something, it's not a bug in your system. It's a feature. It's not a sign you're broken, ungrateful, or missing some happiness gene everyone else got at birth. It's a signal. It's your inner compass, the one you've been ignoring while chasing everyone else's definition of success. Screaming at the top of its lungs. Wrong direction, wrong mountain, wrong dream. And honestly, that might be the best news you've heard in years. Because if you felt satisfied chasing the wrong things, you'd waste your entire life climbing someone else's mountain. You'd get to 80 years old and realize you lived someone else's dream. The emptiness is actually your soul's way of protecting you from a wasted life. So maybe, just maybe, instead of numbing it with more achievement, or running from it with distractions, or achieving more to cover it up, thank it. Thank it for caring enough about your real life, to make the fake one feel hollow. Now it's your turn to be vulnerable with me. Drop a comment and tell me, what achievement left you feeling the most empty? What goal did you hit that was supposed to complete you, but didn't? And more importantly, what are you building now that actually fills you up? Use the words achievement paradox somewhere in your comment, so we can find each other and build this conversation. Sort by newest comments and respond to each other. Build community here. Because I promise you, you are not alone in this feeling. There are thousands of people watching this right now who get it. And hey, maybe that emptiness you've been running from your whole life? It's not the end of your story. Maybe, just maybe, it's finally the beginning of the right one. Hit that like button if this hit different. Subscribe for more uncomfortable truths about success and fulfillment. And I'll see you in the comments. Let's figure this out together.